Telegram has suffered a loss in Kenya, and it's been regulated. And the regulation I'm speaking about is organizations or telcos have been asked to switch off or regulate how people are using Telegram in Kenya. With a right to information in this country, with the right of, it's a human right for people to access information. But then we're getting at a point where the government, through organizations like CAK, is regulating how people communicate. And this has come on Telegram. So some people have been on a shutdown on Telegram, especially organizations and people who share sensitive information on the platform because of its encryption. Now they're not in a position to, and you can only use it now if you're on Wi-Fi and VPN. So can you imagine how sad that is for people who cannot manage to maneuver that part of tech? Really unfortunate. So Kenya's Communication Authority has asked telecom companies to block Telegram for a temporal time. And this is actually, according to CAK, to help curb exam cheating. Can you believe it? Like, you want a whole application to be shut down so that people don't share exams, so that we don't have cheating. Don't you see the problem is actually not Telegram? How is Telegram the problem at this point? Because I feel then the first key suspect and people to be dealt with should actually be the Kenya National Examinations Council, NEC. Because NEC, you're the people who give exams. How is it that an exam paper can get to me and then I share, then I'm arrested because I shared the paper? Like, is the government so blind to see the irresponsibility is not on the users of this app, but the people they have at the helm of NEC? Like, why do we divert our problems to things that are not the problem, but the key problem we do not deal with? Why? Like, why are we like this? Can we actually do better? Because I even saw there was a young man who was arrested for sharing these exams, apparently. Question is, does that man work for NEC? No, he does not. And since he doesn't work with NEC, who's this person from NEC who had access to the papers before and sent them? And now me as an adult who has work to do is being regulated because of an irresponsible other adult working for NEC but cannot fix the system, or the government has refused to fix the system such that there is no security mechanism for papers not to be shared. Then now me, I end up suffering. Why are we like this? Like, how irresponsible are we? Are we the only country that does exams, really, on a serious note in the world? Are you telling me no one else in the world, when they have exams, operates on Telegram? Like, can we at least can we get serious as a country? I mean, we have so many IT gurus in this country, and I believe they're in a position to fix such a problem. But no, maybe we've hired incompetent people. The incompetent people don't know how to work on the systems, and now because we can't fix the systems, or we give the wrong people the job based on not their qualifications, but because maybe who they know, then now we've allowed a whole country to suffer not to access Telegram because we need to control people stealing exams. I mean, that's such a silly excuse coming from the highest board that, CAK. I think you need to do better as CAK. So according to NetBlocks, an internet monitoring group, they confirmed disruptions on Safaricom, especially because us people who are on Safaricom were the first to suffer, I think. Then the rest of the network providers came along. And they said that the blocks were consistent with past Telegram restrictions. This is not the first time this is happening. In 2023 again, Telegram was blocked. Can you imagine, for a whole year, there's been a whole year of knowing NEC exams are coming. But no, we will not deal with our systems because we're incompetent or because we do not want to. What we will do, what is the easier thing? Control, restrict Telegram, and people can't use it now. Like, seriously, do you know how many companies, organizations, people use this platform for sensitive information? But no, we make people go through such nonsense because of incompetency. I mean, why? Why are we like these as Kenyans? Why do we have the wrong people in places where they should not be? Anyway, I hope you can do better than that. And during that time in 2023, there was massive losses that were reported, which amounted to 4.2 billion. Imagine losing 4.2 billion because you're too irresponsible to hire competent people to do the job. But no, regulate this, lose 4.2 billion, fail to collect to meet the tax obligation because they didn't even meet their tax obligation. And then now we say, no, we are doing better. Yeah, Kenya is growing. Yeah, we're okay. We're okay as Kenya. Like, we're dealing with problems, Do better. So on the letter that was issued on 31st October to the heads of Safaricom, Telkom Kenya, Jamii, and Airtel, CA explained that while other social media platforms were working with authorities to prevent misuse, Telegram has been less cooperative. And the CA gave that there should be regulation in terms of time, like from 7 to 10 a.m., 1 to 4 p.m. on weekdays until November 22nd. So hopefully by this end of this week, this nonsense will stop, because it's stupid, to say the least. So that's what has happened in Kenya recently. And since then, the blockage, and since the arrest of the Telegram CEO, because he was arrested in France for similar things of saying government wanting to access, citing their criminal activities going on. The platform has been updating its privacy policies, and they've allowed maybe to share IP addresses and phone numbers with law enforcement for criminal investigation. So specifically, this they've done for criminal investigations. I don't know how exam sharing comes with this, because exam sharing should be criminal to the next person who shares, not to me when the paper gets to me and maybe I have a child and send it to them, or someone else who's the young people who are sharing that. I think government just fix your systems. Telegram has about 1 billion users worldwide as of today, and the users love it for its unfiltered content, massive group chats, and it's a tool for free communication. And also, because of this is why governments feel unsafe for their own reasons. And the key thing here, I think most governments fear or suffer with, is the question of free speech versus the regulation debate. Like, we speak of a free speech, access to information is a human right, but then again, we have these bans going on, and especially countries that, like now, if at least maybe the West, maybe when countries like US and Russia argue on the basis of criminal activities, I understand, because that's another level. But when Kenya, imagine countries are banning such apps for purposes of, creating war and serious, like serious crimes. In Kenya, we're banning Telegram because of sharing exams. Like, where? At what point do we grow up? Like, at what point do we then change? Because we need to change. Anyway, while the Kenyan government justifies these shutdowns, it is necessary to prevent the exam whatever cheating. I feel it is good to know that this affects a wider population, and Telegram has become an essential tool for business. Its shutdown has several impact across the world, and even in Kenya specifically for people who can't access it now. So at the moment, Kenyan business is using Telegram for customers that have lost access to crucial communication channels and behind service delivery productivity. All this means when KRA, which is the Kenya Revenue Authority, wants to collect tax, one of the reasons you're not meeting your targets is making decisions like this. So one organ of the body makes a decision, that decision affects across, because it's a ripple effect. So many civil society organizations, because of the way civil society is set up and the fight for human rights, they consider Telegram a secure, encrypted environment where sensitive conversations and coordination can happen, even organizing for demonstrations, protests. So now with this shutdown, that's a limit. And with that, it means a lot of other evils are being perpetuated using the closure of one platform without thinking through on the effect. So access to information, again, it's a fundamental human right. And in the whole idea of having a digital world, platforms like Telegram, they play a crucial role in providing access to news. So blocking these services it gives me chills knowing that free speech and free flow of information, which impacts not only Kenyans seeking information, but also the global community watching the unfolding situation. It says a lot about Kenya. And remember, people have been complaining that human rights in Kenya are not respected. The issue of arrest of Kizza Besigye in Kenya just the other day, and then seeing platforms like Telegram closed, maybe he would have gotten the information that he was going to be arrested. But because Telegram had been shut down, probably that's one of the reasons Besigye was arrested in Kenya. So anyway, those are some of the evils that if you don't look at the bigger picture, today it could be Kizza Besigye was arrested. Tomorrow it's another Kenyan. The other day it's someone else. When all these things, then people can't communicate on platforms like Telegram because the government feels the need to regulate, then we end up having a society that cannot enjoy the freedoms of, that are expected to be enjoyed across the globe. So the civil society came up with a statement which they say, we call on Kenyan authorities and communication authority in particular to retract the letter to service providers and to restore access to Telegram, commit to upholding digital rights, because it's actually human rights, and internet freedom. We also urge policymakers to consult civil society and other key stakeholders to develop sustainable, rights-based strategies to address digital governance challenges without resulting to internet disruptions. You know, when you disrupt one space of the internet, that spiral impact goes across. And again, I'll say the government, you disrupt some of these things, you end up not meeting your targets, and then now people will be demanding for things to be done, but because you shut down internet or, you know, decided to control certain platforms, you miss on your targets and you get all the attack. In return, you suffer at the end of it. But anyway, I hope we can do better. I hope in 2025, we will not sit here again saying that Telegram has been closed to ensure that there's no exam cheating. That's a very stupid excuse, by the way. 2025, do better. You have a whole year. Look for all the IT graduates that we have in this country that can fix that system. You can't tell me to me anyway, it doesn't make sense to me that you can block a system because you don't know how to work on the next system to fix security at NEC so that people stop cheating with the exams, yeah? That's just my feeling, and I feel it is the feeling of most Kenyans. I'm just communicating, yeah? Anyway, share with us what you think or feel about this on the comment section. And by the way, if you've not subscribed, please do, so that we can keep pushing for better and for good governance as a country together. See you on the next episodes.